So let's go ahead and move on to topic number 6. And this sucks right here. I'm kind of worried. They need to fix this. They really do. I don't know what's going on, but maybe Eman can tell us first. This is topic number 6 right here. And this is from the Hollywood Reporter. It says Marvel Blade loses director Bassam Tariq. They have the exclusive. The project, which stars Mahershala Ali, was gearing up to shoot in the fall. Damn. Blade, which has a release date of next year, November 3rd, 2023, was gearing up to begin shooting in November in Atlanta. It is unclear how Tariq's departure will impact the production start of the vampire action thriller, which has Oscar winner Mahershala Ali attached to the titular role, as well as Delroy Lindo and Aaron Pierre. Due to continuous shifts in our production schedule, Bassam is no longer moving forward as director of Blade, but will remain an executive producer on the film. Marvel said in a statement to THR, "We appreciate Bassam's talent and all the work he's done to get Blade where it is." And also, Marvel has their own statement. Tariq thanked Marvel in his own statement. Tariq has his own statement, excuse me. "It's been an honor working with the wonderful folks at Marvel. We were able to put together a killer cast and crew, eager to see where the next director takes the film." That's crazy. I don't know what I believe and don't believe, but man, what do you think about this, man? What do you think?
I don't like it at all. Ain't no way you about to announce that Mahershala Ali, Oscar award winning Mahershala Ali is going to be Blade 2-time. Thank you for that. Excuse me, let me repeat that. 2-time Oscar award winning Mahershala Ali. Ain't no way you about to announce him 3 years ago. 3 years ago, pre-pandemic, we knew Blade was coming to the MCU. 3 years ago, man, you catch me all in the rough. 3 years ago, we knew this man was going to get at least a movie. Cameo, fine, whatever. We knew he was getting a movie. You had a director. You should have had a director and a writer throughout the whole time. Treatment. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, shooting should have already happened. Yeah. If y'all was really about that life, y'all really should have started shooting last year, at least. Not about to start shooting now. The mere fact that it usually takes anywhere from 4 to 6 months, and that's being like on the safe side, to shoot a movie in completion. And that's like with reshoots and all this and rewrite and stuff like that. The fact that this movie was supposed to come out 1 year from now, and now you lose a director, it's different if you lose a director a year and a half, 2 years. Right. Okay, stuff happens. We get that. That happens all the time. This close, this soon, I don't like it. It's a red flag. I've seen a couple rumors, at least on online, about the script and the direction it was going in. Yeah. I know that whatever that potentially was going with, it sounded just terrible. Like I could see why, reportedly anyway, Mahershala Ali was frustrated. And it makes sense. He knows, and he's acknowledged this, he's stepping into big shoes following Wesley Snipes. This is, let's not forget, Blade is the one that saved Marvel, from going bankrupt. It was Marvel Entertainment at the time, but there would be no MCU, there would be no Marvel Studios if Blade didn't prove that, yes, superheroes movies can work. So the MCU owes something, not only to Brother Wesley, but they owe something to Blade. They need to give Blade the same energy that they want to give Spider-Man or anybody else. Because again, y'all wouldn't be here if it was not for Blade. So yes, it is very worrisome that this late in the game, you losing the director, and on top of, the director is going to stay on as executive producer or whatever. So right. But who's going to direct it? Because when you do bring in another director, what's going to happen? Are you now going to, what if they have different ideas? What if they don't like the new script that you do? Because I believe they just hired somebody else. I forget who the brother was, but they just hired him to do the new script. And they're starting from scratch.
That's
You know how
awful.
hard that is to like
That's awful.
start from scratch? It's one thing to come in, read a script, and be like, all right, this is whack, change that, do this, whatever. I'll give you a perfect example. Whatchamacallit? Waldron that
Michael
did
Waldron, Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange 2.
Mhm.
He came in and they worked on Scott Derrickson's script. Remember, they got rid of Scott Derrickson from Doctor Strange 2 because he wanted to do something scarier with Nightmare and all of that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You see how chopped up and how unfulfilling Doctor Strange 2 was because somebody else came in the mid-process and took what was already there and tried to Frankenstein it together. What was it? All the cameos, you know, with the Illuminati. That literally was just, let's just throw this in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens when you just bring somebody in last minute like that. So to now bring someone in, start from scratch, and who knows how long that's gonna take to get like the script just right? Because sometimes that could take people a year to get a script right. It has to go through treatments. It has to go through different. The producers got to sign off. The directors the new director has to sign off. Maybe the actors might need to sign off. You know, it's a lot that goes into this stuff. So to do this, I mean, clearly they're either going to have to push Blade forward and delay it, or they're going to rush it. And we already know the MCU and Russian projects are never a good mix.
Never.
So no, I don't like none of this.
Yeah, it's horrible. Elliot, man, what you got?
I mean, this is trouble. This is trouble. Not once in the history of the MCU, as Eman brought up, that, you know, of course we lost, you know, there was Edgar Wright, there was the Patty Jenkins on Thor, there was obviously Scott Derrickson and a couple other smaller examples, but not too close to the finish line, or at least the start of the finish line, to start this production, to get it out by next November. We've never had it this close. So this just screams. And going back, I was trying to look for that article, but I couldn't find it, where I saw some of those rumors that not only was Mahershala upset with the process, but one of the big things they mentioned was, and I think we've all kind of know this, Kevin Feige has taken on way too much right now as far as the movies, the shows, all the different MCU stuff, interconnecting things. Some of us feel like there's not a lot of interconnection because he's so spread thin. He's really gun-ho on getting the Fantastic Four right, which in return is kind of having some of these more experimental, let's get Chloe Zhao to do her film, let's do Sam Raimi, get him in the mix, let him do whatever he wants to do, versus the first three phases seem to be more cohesive in a story and a through line. So that makes me a little bit nervous for the future of Marvel, because there are so many moving pieces that he can't, I don't say micromanage, but he can't be in those rooms, those writer rooms, make sure everything, and he doesn't, and not to make it seem like he does every single aspect of the filmmaking, but at least when you have a head coach, you know, you can kind of get the players in the right position and they can make the right moves, but you got to have the coach to make those calls first. So it makes me nervous for the future of what more, you know, phase 6, phase 5, and more movies. It's very nervous to be a fan right now. And the other thing that gets me nervous is this is Blade. Eman said it perfectly. Man. This is Blade, y'all. This isn't a make-believe, you know, a new character, no disrespect to Miss Marvel, that came out in 2014 and has a certain amount of runs. Like, this is Blade, y'all. This is a serious character, not only for you know, the MCU, but the supernatural and the werewolves and the vampires and all that stuff. So I mean, the fact that they have been effing around with this for the last 3 years is very troubling. Because like Eman said, 3 years you should have had set, locked in stone, director, the writing, the storyboards, all that stuff. And I would imagine that they were just about to shoot next month. So the sets have been built. So this is not good, y'all. This is not good at all. And we know Marvel, if Blade gets pushed back, that means that the Guardians are probably going to be affected by that. The Marvels, other phase 5 projects. I know your boy Captain America's coming out. That might be delayed. It's a domino effect. It is a domino effect because everything connects to each other. So
yeah, I agree, man. I mean, what my little theory on this, you know, you got Bassam Tariq. He's not a part of it anymore. They even took him off of the IMDb, his filmography.
That off quick.
But if you look at it, this guy has done he hasn't done much. There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody got to start somewhere. And also your sister, was it Stacey Osai Kuffour, who is writing this as well. Somebody told me that they fired her. I mean, she did Watchmen. What I'm getting at is, it seems like I want to know what Tariq said in the room to get the job, especially for him not to have anything under his belt for him not to deliver with the script or good direction. Because like you said, Elliot, I'm sorry for if you just mentioned it. Some of the rumors was that they only had 2 lackluster action scenes.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, and Tariq came up with it, what did he say to get the job in the first place? I don't know. That's just. I mean, did he have some embarrassing photos of Feige? Like, hey man, I'm gonna put this up at your kid's school on the bulletin board, which it was spread eagle. Give me the job, or I'm hitting send.
Well, he didn't write the script though. He didn't write the script, so the script and the director were 2 different things happening at different times. So, but I think that's a fantastic question to ask. Like, for his next movie that no one's gonna watch, that would probably be a great question to ask him.
And yes, and also Elliot, to answer your question, or ask Kevin Feige being spread too thin. Yeah, Brother F is Jon Favreau. I do not understand why.
Whoa!
He's in a galaxy far, far away.
You let that man work his magic on Mandalorian. That's one half of the money team right there.
Yes, that's true. But what else is he doing? Because the last thing he did was Lion King into 2019 or 2020. So he's only working on the script.
I don't want nobody to bother Jon Favreau. Leave him alone. He is doing work. No, he is doing the work in Star Wars. Doing the work, Star Wars is already struggling, putting people to sleep with Andor. Leave him alone.
No. What I was gonna say, my bro, is they need to have Jon Favreau, the Russo brothers, Chris Marcus, and Stephen McFeely. They don't have to be knee deep in every project, but have them at the top as consultants, just to make sure that everything is connecting. Like, okay, make sure this don't cross this way. Just a team of writers to and. I don't understand why they're not involved.
To be fair, Kevin Feige has that team. That's Victoria Alonso. That's Nate Moore. That's Esposito. Like Luis Esposito. He has that team, and then even under them, they have their other teams. Brad Winderbaum, I think his name is. He's the one that's in charge of like all Disney Plus now.
He's kind of new, ain't he?
Marvel Disney Plus stuff.
He kind of new, ain't he?
Listen, I would just say this, like, they just need another director, but they need someone experienced, right? I mean, it's almost like with Star Wars and Solo. They lost Lord Miller, but they brought in Ron Howard, right? If you can bring in a seasoned director, someone who could come in and not weed and cut your project, you can be all right. So, I mean, I've personally said, like, I would love to see Jordan Peele knock this out, to have him tap into his horror roots and to have a black lead, like 2-time Oscar award winning Mahershala Ali at his fingers. Like, that would be great. He already expressed that he probably don't want to do Marvel, and that's fine. But you could also have what's it called, Antoine Fuqua come through. My man did Equalizer and all. Man, let him come and take care of Blade. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got other talent out there. But for me, I'm just like, I don't think Blade is a property you need to be like, hey, first timer, go in there, give it a shot. Like, treat this.
I was gonna say, like, I was saying, it seems like they're going cheap, but I could be wrong. They don't want to hire nobody. But real quick, baby to Shiro, $5 super chat, my brother. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Thank you, brother Eman. Wesley save them, and they acting flaky. Let's not forget how Terrence Howard brought in RDJ. Yes, that is facts on facts on facts. I want to see that in some documentary, the Robert Downey Jr., Terrence Howard debacle, because they both have opposing views on what really went down.
Only be Terrence talking. You're gonna be the only one talking.
It's him, man. It's him, man.
Right.
But baby Tashiro, thank you so much for that super chat. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us know what you think about this and what the future of Blade is going to be. I'm nervous. I am scared for a number of reasons, because like Elliot said, I do for real feel like Kevin Feige is being spread too thin, and Mahershala may walk, because he may walk and be like, I got other stuff to do. And that would, man, that's
Gray out here putting out some good directors.
The fumble of the century. Who is that now? Gray? Yes.
Gray out here putting up. Look, get what was it, Gareth Evans? Get him, get the director from John Wick. Man, you put that in Blade's hands,
fire.
Easy money.
There you go.
Watch that a couple times.
But y'all keep on leaving it down in the comment section. Your thoughts on who your dream cast is, director, all that good stuff.